Hello, boys and girls. This week, week 2, we are still working on name art and graffiti art at the same time. In your module, you have examples of graffiti letters and graffiti font. You also have a video on graffiti. And just as a refresher from last week, if you recall, graffiti could be traced back to ancient times, like 3000 BC, prehistoric paintings and pictures like scratches on cave walls and such. And today it is generally found on any surface and considered graffiti art, like walls, buildings, bridges, trains, etc. Just anywhere it's not someone hasn't asked permission to put it. And also that every graffiti artist usually has a tag and that is specific to themselves, like a number or the actual name itself. And all you need is paper, pencil, eraser if you have it, and I'm going to use marker. You can use crayons, coloring pencils, whatever. It does not matter. It does not matter what size your paper is, as long as you can get graffiti art on it with your name. And remember, the longer your name is, the more you may have to squish it together on the paper. And the shorter it is, you need to stretch those letters out, make them really big, so that you're not turning in something this big if your name's Amy and it's just 3 letters. So, and you also need to make sure that you make them nice and tall and they're not real teeny tiny, because that's not a graffiti font. So what we're going to do first is you will pick your graffiti font after looking at the font that has been provided for you. Choose your font, and whichever font you decide to go with, you're going to just start drawing your name in that font. And if you possibly just cannot, you can't figure it out how to draw letters in some type of graffiti font, the easiest we have found is usually just some bubble letters, where you just, and I'm going to use an L as an example, where you just bring it out and around, like little bumps in the shape of that letter. And just bump, 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 and bump till you have an L. Now, or this is only if you can't get this to work or any other type of font. Take and just, you can connect the dots till you have that letter shape. Just draw circles and connect them. There's 2 different types of bubble letters that could be possibly used. Now I'm going to finish this up with my name. My name is Miss Candace, so I am writing Candace. And then you could do, I'm gonna do like squares or rectangles to make it look like it's a brick wall, or you could just have it a solid color back there, but you don't need the whole entire background to be one color. So this is one that I have previously done as an example, but I decided to go with just rounding this off like it was just a spray painted kind of blob first, because that would have been the first layer, or actually the second layer. The one behind this one would be first layer, and then the name would be the third layer, which would be the last layer of paint. If I were to paint it on the wall. Instead, I'm drawing it, as you can see. Then I want to just add some little squigglies to make it look like there's other paint that is dripped down my letters. And the squigglies on all of them. So now I can add my color. Now that you guys can, oops, I forgot the inside of my A. Now that you guys can see that better. Now, and you can outline in yours in whatever color as long as it doesn't blend in too bad with the background. I'm going to choose to color my letters. I think I'm going to stick with purple and blue on the inside. And I'm going to finish off the rest of the inside of my letters with blue. And I want you to take your time coloring this, but as usual, we have to keep these videos to a minimum because it takes so many hours and hours to upload. And remember, when you are filling in large spaces with these markers, if you're using markers, remember to lay them. Don't color with the tip of them. Remember to lay them. The tip is for writing. Lay them on their sides, and you get much more coverage done that way, and you get kind of a more smoother looking pattern than if you sit there and just scribbled any old way you wanted to. And I know sometimes it's hard to, you have to change and go a different way because we get in these little teeny tiny spots. It kind of cramp us up, but in general, just keep it laid on its side and try your best to go the same way with all of it. Now, once I have this colored in, I'm going to finish off the rest of the paper. I'm going to use this so I don't get it on the table. If you notice, it's a whole lot faster too when you lay that marker on its side. Who going to get something to eat? If you're wondering what I'm talking about, I can hear some of the teachers down the hallway ordering food. Okay, and once we have this background colored in, as usual, you'll snap a picture of your artwork and Put it in an email. Some of your parents have scanners. You can scan it and send it in that way. But put it in an email and download it to the computer and hit file upload in the submit assignment. Double click that file and you have turned in your artwork for the week. And there is 2 examples of graffiti art. And that will end our name. This will be the last week with the name art for right now, and that I know of. Have fun.